Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
All right, good evening, people. How are you? Didn't have time to go and get a JFK exposure shirt or something. But anyway, guys, what a day, eh? It's good to see those things come out. I haven't had a great deal of time to come through them, but a fair few people have sent me the link. I've had a quick look, but yeah, it's getting broken down. Australia was involved in a few phone calls we see, and guess who's covered that, guys? We're going to run it on the show, but yeah, Channel 7. All right, so Channel 7's picked up on the on the JFK assassination and the files. So, guys, happy days, mate. All right, I'm not doing no clips or anything tonight. I got some guests here that we're going to bring straight in. I spoke to you last night about a radio show that got done. I've since listened to that, and I'd like to bring in Frank and Steve and Belinda. And Frank's not here, but anyway, Frank's here now. There you go. Frank's a little bit cut up, but anyway, we've got the three musketeers in here. I think Frank was on the bludge. He'd wagged that day. I don't think he turned up. But Belinda and Steve are the two people that I told you got on the radio. Belinda done most of the talking, which is probably normal between a man and a woman, you know. I heard of Steve. She didn't give you much rope, mate. But anyway, next one will get you on, bloke. But Belinda, I just want to say, you've done excellent, darling. All right,
Thanks.
When Steve come in. But, yeah, you handled most of the interview yourself. You were absolutely professional. You knew your shit. And this is what we need, guys, all right? Here we go again. Community radio. How easy was it? I don't know, all right? But I'm going to do the same thing down here, but we're about to find out now. So let's just go over to Belinda and Stephen. How'd you do? What happened, guys? Tell us. How'd you get there? How'd you get there, Belinda? That's the key. People need to do this and get on their community radio.
So the whole thing started because I actually know this guy, and he let slip he had a radio show, and I went, "Oh, do you?" And then I sort of mentioned a few things to him, and he's a bit of a Trump man. He wears the old Trump hat, and he's noticed a lot of people sort of being sick and unwell, and I just spoke to him about the witness statement the other day, and he said, "I want to get you on the show," and Then on Friday, we had a quick interview with him, and he had to sort of run us through the steps of what you can and can't say on radio due to ACMA. So we were told we couldn't say certain things, which it turned out he said anyway. And he just teed it up for Tuesday, and he said, let's talk about vaccines, and went in there, just grabbed a whole heap of stuff, threw it in a bag, no prep, went in there and he started talking, and it went.
So you've actually done that at his studio, did you, Belle? You've travelled to his studio to do it, yeah?
In Hornsby, he's got a little studio which the council is paying for. So it turns out that it's all run out of Canberra, and we got a call yesterday from Phil saying that his director was down in Canberra with the AFP crew, and they were all tuning into it. And that apparently we were very professional and they liked what they heard. So they might be offering us a show.
Yeah.
Real.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey,
unbelievable.
we actually have some highlights here. Can I bring that in and play it now?
Yep, go for it.
Some of the things that are taking place, what sort of things are you looking at that are disturbing you?
Well, if you look at the current mainstream media, there's a lot of things out there about the cost of living. Children won't be able to buy their own homes. Basically, our country's sort of being sold out, Phil.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And there's a lot of people buying it and we're not sure who they are, which is a bit of a problem.
Oh, I think we have a good idea of who they are because, you know.
Love that response.
Yeah, well, that's true too. So with all that, you're looking into, I understand you've got a problem with some of the health situations that we've had, particularly what took place in the United States. But here we had in Victoria the worst lockdowns in the world. And that's really affected a lot of people. And I can hear now on various programs that children who were locked in away from school are having problems actually assimilating with schools because they've never actually had to be in a classroom for 3 or 4 years. And it was a real problem for them.
Well, I know for my children, for example, they basically had 2 years of their education ruined. Just being locked out of school, having to work from home. My son was fine with it. My daughter struggled with it. But a lot of kids now are just not interested in school. It's really set them back. Basically, I think a lot of people have looked into vaccines since this whole COVID.
Well, RFK Jr.'s onto that, isn't he?
He sure is, yeah. And he's actually sort of proven that there's never been any placebo studies done on a lot of these vaccines. So a lot of parents are getting a bit savvy now, and I did see something in the mainstream today saying that Australian parents aren't vaccinating their children. Once I discovered the Bayh-Dole Act, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but back in 1986...
Let's tell everyone about it.
Okay, so the Bayh-Dole Act was signed by Ronald Reagan back in 1986, I believe it was, and the pharmaceutical companies went to him and said, we're not going to keep doing vaccines because we're paying out so much money in injuries. So he signed an act which basically gave them free-for-all to do their own studies for any vaccines.
So no one could take action against them, is that what it was?
That's correct, you can't sue them. So the government brought in their own compensation program, but the scope, if you look at what happened with COVID in Australia, the scope of what they actually listed as injuries was so narrow. We now know Pfizer has over 1,200 side effects, and we know that from their own papers. They only listed a few things, and unless you stayed one night in hospital, you weren't entitled to compensation. So a lot of people have been injured, and we have had a brave doctor step up and start a class action as well, which now a certain government body is saying they have no duty of care to Australians. Right. So we're waiting for a judge to rule on that in the Supreme Court. A beautiful group of people have put together a documentary with some leading worldwide renowned doctors that were deplatformed during the COVID days.
So where can you see this documentary?
This documentary is available on YouTube, and it's called the Witness Statement Documentary Full. And we're also just printed out 60,000 flyers, which are going out everywhere, and it's been sent to all the politicians, all the police, on every level, so state and federal. We now have a crime number, which we secured from Gosford Police. Steve got that last Thursday.
And we actually reported a young chap I said to him clearly, I said, if I invented a medicine and if I was to inject it to a lady as a lady walked past the footpath, I said, if she was to take it and fall over and die, and then someone else took the medicine and someone else died and had a heart attack, and I said, well, what would that be classed as? And he clearly said murder. Right. So that afternoon we got the event number, yeah. So
okay.
They've actually isolated, there's been certain batch numbers. So some people can take a vaccine, it can be no side effects at all, where there's been certain batch numbers and these ones have been proven to be faulty.
Right.
So we just got to try and get that evidence, but it's been pretty well hushed at the moment.
Gloria, we do call it a bioweapon. They are on a radio. They needed to use language that the normal people would understand. Glors, come on, darling. You know, let me get on the radio. I'll probably slip out with bioweapon. We've already been in now. We're already been introduced. So, but yeah, this is brilliant work. So I've got to disagree with you there, Glors. I think they've done a brilliant job. I think they used the terminology that the government has used and the people have used. And we need that so that the lay people can understand. If we got on there and said bioweapon, they would make no relation to the vaccine. They wouldn't know what you were talking about. So we got to go little step by little step. Frank, what would you like to say from the dynamic duo? The Batman and Robin have absconded from you, mate, and they've been off doing dirty deeds out and cheap tricks, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, look, mate, I obviously don't want to steal their thunder because they've done exceptionally well, and all the credit goes to Belinda anyway. But she's done a fantastic job, Dave. I mean, and she's so equipped with the knowledge. I mean, she's my encyclopedia when I get stuck. You know what I mean? So I know she's got it all up there. And
I was sitting there. Oh, sorry, I know that's right. You got a lag. I was sitting there watching.
Oh no, now
she's done better than I could have done.
Yeah, no, you did excellent, Belinda, and you too as well, Steve. Like we only played a snip of it because we've only got short segments within the show, but like it was fantastic. Like the whole thing, it was just brilliant. I just applauded. I just went, yay.
Dave was completely right about the baby steps because I mean, in the back of our thoughts, we're always saying, "I'd love to say, mate, we're in a full-blown war. We need to pull our finger out and let's go." But obviously, it's step by step and. Hopefully we get it across the line. But I mean, just a quick one. I just had an 8-minute phone call with a sergeant from Gosford Police Station, and she was the senior of the chap that's been away ever since we got the event number, and she's virtually just trying to palm us off to the health department. So anyway, as soon as we get some numbers, we'll be walking back into the police station.
Yep.
So it's
okay. We need some numbers, guys, on the Central Coast. Pretty simple. There it is. Be part of history. Guys, they're failing. They're falling apart. Brick by brick by brick, we're pulling this fucking wall down. Okay?
Oh, you can see it. Yeah. It's just really visible. Like one of the things that's come out overnight, and I believe this was Oz Integrity, and that is, that the people of certain beliefs are getting interest-free and rent to buy loans. And had a look at it, and it's absolutely true because, So this person is actually saying now that they're saving. How much was it? 250. I think 200. Yeah, Islamic market and that sort of stuff. So these people are all getting homes without any interest or loans without it. Now, what I want to know is if this is clearly
get rent to buy, all the rent they pay off comes off the total of the house when they buy it, guys.
That's exactly right.
And you're sleeping in tents.
And I think it's even worse than that because remember, we've got 2 reports of NGOs here where I live paying for the people's houses. I'm wondering, the NGOs are getting government money that we pay in tax, okay? And they're paying. One of them I know, one house is worth, I know, $600 a week. The other one I was told is worth $700 a week. And I wonder if that's the money that's going into the rent to buy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I reckon we could, a few of you people out there looking into this, guys, but I would say you're right on the money there. Wollongong Police said they can't do nothing about the C-19 shots because they come from the USA. They said to get in touch with the federal police. Well, the federal police were watching the radio interview today, so thank you very much, Malone, for your information. And ring up Wollongong Police Station tomorrow, Milan, and just tell them thank you for getting the boys at ASIO to watch the show.
Well, ASIO's probably got to look good at the moment because they've just been named in their JFK files.
Yeah.
Not only that, these are the bases that's come out. And guess what? These are the bases that are located in the 60s, the CIA had around the world. And then you'll see Melbourne City there. Well, isn't that interesting? The secret bases.
Why did Harold Holt go missing, guys, when he inquired into what the Americans were doing at Pine Gap? That's when Harold Holt went missing, if you want to have a look at it. Just went for a shit, And the beaches, same thing happened. They reckon it was a Chinese sub or so. There's a few stories on Harold Holt, you know what I mean? But, we're going to find out. We got some files now, that maybe we can disclose what happened to Harold.
Well, one of the files actually says that, don't worry about it because Oswald will kill himself after he kills Kennedy or get killed after he kills Kennedy.
Yeah.
It's also, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, mate, I'm loving being a conspiracy theorist right now, mate. Because I'll tell you what.
That term is now null and void.
Explode, brother.
Yeah, but that term's now null and void. But the term conspiracy theorist was invented because people didn't believe what was coming out of the Warren Commission. So they invented the term a conspiracy theorist to try and sideline everybody and say that there was no conspiracy and they were just crazy thinkers. And now we're absolutely proven 100% correct. Yep. Even down to the Israel's involvement or Jewish involvement in Kennedy killing.
We knew we were correct, mate. Otherwise, people like myself wouldn't have just put yourselves out in the limelight to be arrested, harassed, have your bank account stolen, your emails don't get here. Like emails since they put this election on, guys, you may as well not even send me one. They just disappear into the friggin' wherever, into the email affair. Because they certainly ain't landing in my e-box. It's insane.
No, that's it. So, but anyway, look, did we want to? Do you guys have more to talk about there, or will we cover some stories that are going around?
I reckon get some news on. Yeah, they've done well, mate.
All right. Brilliant. Now, I had to adjust the sound on this one. Thanks, Jay Hernandez, for this one. But this is at the Governor General's. Now, I did not know this.
We do not go under the Catholic crown. That is the treasonous traitorous crown. As you can see the difference in the colouring here, they have removed the imperial crown, which is the arches go up on the crown. And the Catholic crown, the arches go down. Okay, so when you look at that, that is being replaced. The imperial crown has been replaced with the treasonous, traitorous Catholic crown. So there you go. You're sitting in treason. These people are sitting in treason straight away. Because why would you go under a Catholic crown if you are of a different religious belief? Magna Carta 1215, the people picked the imperial crown for the king to wear because that was making sure there was no divisions in religions. You can have whatever religion you want. Who would operate under a treasonous, traitorous crown?
So, now I did not know that. There you go.
Yeah, I've seen a few things on that there, how they cut the tops off them and they've remolded them, different stone. Yeah. Very hard to tell that far up on a church, or a court building or whatever, what they've done it on, but Freemason building, but yeah, you can see it. If you get your phone, you take a picture and zoom up, you'll see where they went in and they cut out the stone and then, redone it. Very talented people back in them days.
Yeah. One of the things crowns have been replaced, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Symbolism will be their downfall, and it's amazing what the people who understand the symbolism are able to come up with. Now, one of the things that we've talked about a little bit is the Teals, and one brave person, probably one of our viewers, has confronted Simon Holmes at court. And Simon Holmes at court didn't respond very well. He just basically told this guy, don't be a dick. And you can actually hear it if you listen really carefully here.
Discussion about how these renewables will lower power bills. I mean, we were promised by Albanese
it would cost it would lower our power bill by $240. It's gone up. We're around here tonight at a luxury cinema with our champagne flutes. I'm interested to hear from Simon Holmes a Court.
Simon, I'll give you a couple of minutes to answer that.
I don't think it's actually.
I think people need to know. They need to know. I think it'd be good if you answer for people to know so we can know. Everyone here is here with their champagne flutes in a luxury cinema. You're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't understand it at all. But he's all about transparency in government. Don't be a dick. You're very out of touch, Simon Holmes a Court.
Now, he repeated it there. He said, don't be a dick. But, this is the kind of thing that we need to have happen. Simon Holmes a Court, now we know exactly what he looks like and exactly what and he's worth $240 million. And here he is. He's also, go. No, he's invested in, we've all got lags. Sorry, guys. He's invested in renewables. So he's getting a fortune from you, the taxpayer.
And this is what they do, guys, all right? It's the same when I fronted them up. They just call me, he's a dickhead. Yeah, well, if I'm a dickhead, I won't use the word that I'd have to use to describe you, Paul Scully, all right? Because if I'm a dickhead, mate, you are certainly lower than a wag's belly and a snake's belly in a wagon rut, I can tell you. So, no.
Well, when you compare our cost of the living standards, now Australia is that orange little bar way down the bottom there. So way behind everybody else in the rest of the world. And then you've got this story here, and this is actually the Financial Review, I think, Australian Financial Review. And it's really quite amazing because there's 200,000 overseas students have flooded into Australia in February. 200,000. So that's a total of 700,000 foreign students in Australia. It's just no wonder everyone's homeless. No wonder you've all got no homes. I know where your homes are going. I know where your flats are going. I know where your units are going.
That's why we're homeless. I'm homeless.
Yeah, they're all homeless.
Frank's gone. I think I'm dropping out too, Caz. I think my Wi-Fi is starting to fail, mate.
Oh, that's all right. We've got our new radio stars coming up and coming. Yeah, they can actually carry carry the load.
Yeah, split screens. You jump up here, Belinda, all right?
No, I've just put the phone freezer.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But what I'm finding crazy is the level of control. They are moving super fast to try and build revenue at the moment. And one of them is this one where this is in Melbourne somewhere, Bayside Council, and they are actually going through bins, to see that everyone's recycled. Have a look at this.
I didn't we are the bin Nazis.
Now, we know what's coming because of what's already happened in the States. So they get barcode readers on the bin, or they get barcode readers as they put it in, okay? And so then they start charging you. So it's just another form of revenue raising.
So if you've got 4 condoms in the bin at once, is that too many? I'm just wondering, how many times can we have sex a week? Are they going to tell us? Will there be a limit? Hey, it's not on. You guys are laughing about condoms up there. What's going on here? Anyway, we're all adults now, kids.
Can I just jump in on that, Guru? I looked into
recycling. You can jump in on that when I said condom.
I just want to jump into recycling. They only sort 10% of it anyway. So we pay for recycling through our councils. And they admit they only actually sort 10% of your recycling anyway. The rest goes into landfill. Yeah. So it's all bullshit. Councils are charging us service that they don't do.
Yeah, a 6-foot brown snake picks up the council, wouldn't it? It's cold, guys. All right. Maybe we should get 8-foot pythons in there at least, we can't get checked. Because they'll charge us for murder if we do that.
Look, we've got something interesting that's going on as well. So now remember that the voluntary digital ID Well, the ATO rolls out change to online services. So businesses, you will now need to use a digital ID to access online services. Oh, I'm so shocked. I can't believe they lied to us.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got all the people who want to get their subsidies for being flooded. In that case, same thing. We were correct when we went out and said, you watch, to get it, you'll have to have a digital ID. I got a message in my phone saying from one of the flood victims, guess what? They're slipping us into the ID to get our flood relief money. So, this is just the type of arseholes we're dealing with, guys. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, no, that's it's shocking. And you've also got the whole the insolvencies and I had a look today. Now, so all the Signs Australia is sitting on the edge of a recession from rising insolvencies to historically low home building rates. Also, there's this news article here that's being carried by the Reserve. Oh, no, who's it been carried by? Actually, it's ABC News. Imagine them telling the truth. All right, and it's the Reserve Bank watching US economic chaos as Macquarie Bank warns a potential share crash. And they're actually looking at, basically pretty much what they're describing is pretty much a stock market crash, but for Australia, I think. So it doesn't look good. It looks, the immediate future looks pretty grim as far as Australia's financial situation goes. Also, I had a look at family farms for sale, traditional family farms for sale. And just in one area that I know alone, that I personally know where our family's been, there's what was it? Just 11 in that area. And then I broadened the scope a bit, and I think in New South Wales there's around about 11,000 for sale.
Wow.
That's terrible. That is so bad. That means that these people can't pay off their mortgage. The bank's repossessing that, and they're going to sell it to somebody without interest rates.
Oh, BlackRock will come in there. BlackRock will come in there and scoop up, mate. Watch, they're in the background with the big
the council do that as well, though.
Yeah, well, BlackRock.
You can see why they're cracking down on everything at the moment, especially with this. I can't believe this person complied. Look at this.
The right hand, those two there?
Yep.
Got both right hands for those two.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And the remaining on your right. Yeah.
Right? Driving your car, getting fingerprinted. They wanted to do this to Mel on the side of the road. You tell them to arc off.
When did they do this?
Been in for ages.
Okay.
Always remember
and just the remaining member.
Regina versus Dana.
Oh, been in for ages. Yes, they would have put it on. They would put it on the books a couple of years back. Not done a thing on it. That's what they do. This is how they work.
That they do.
Unbelievable.
You don't want to comment on that, but this is.
There you go.
As I say, they've tried to get Phil. They tried to get Mel like this, but Mel told them to boot off, mate. They wouldn't be doing it. So when they arrested me a couple of years ago, they wanted to fingerprint her on the side of the road. No.
No thanks.
Ain't happening.
I decline.
Yeah,
but that's the point, Dave. Mate, that's the point. When has this country ever going to be to the point where they've actually had enough of this bullshit?
Exactly.
I mean, fair dinkum. I mean, just to see that guy to comply, I was like, seriously.
That's exactly what I said.
Hell.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly. Why would you comply with something like that? Why would you actually tell him to piss off?
Yep.
Completely.
Now, I'm going to bring in the flies because we're at 1:30.
Sorry.
Before I do, I'm just going to pop in. Miley Trin is asking. They're not wanting to live stream her NCAT hearing, and she wants everyone to sign this petition here. So, guys, if you could be so kind as to sign it so that it can actually be broadcast, so she's got a record of it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that
Let's
would be
get onto
really
it, guys. Let's get a heap of signatures in. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right. We've got a heap coming in.
after the show, straight on it, guys. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Thank you.
Yeah. And the Mondays at Maggie's crew is calling for tools down. It's time to stand together. A corrupt and tyrannical government is crushing industries, stripping freedoms and silencing voices. This affects every worker and every business. New South Wales under a corrupt government. Enough is enough. We won't stay silent and we demand action. So join us every Monday at the Governor's House in Sydney at 11 a.m. The 832 muster will be at Deniliquin, New South Wales, 28th to the 31st of March. And a reminder to contact the offices of Chris Minns, Ryan Park and Paul Scully. They are invited to come on the show Stop the Rot, Sack the Lot and have a debate with Dave. And the people from Protect Our Australian Heritage have been meeting at the Captain Cook statue in Hyde Park. They will be doing it again on Saturday the 22nd of February at 4 p.m. It will be a 5-day hearing commencing on the 17th of March at Wodonga Courthouse. Eric is charged with assaulting a police officer that as they drove onto his property, knocking down his wife, running her over and resulting in a broken pelvis. And My Place Wollongong invites you to a community meeting Saturday the 29th of March, 12 p.m, Brighton Beach, North Wollongong Harbour. Come along and meet Robin and Guru. And in Victoria, we have the following events. In Melbourne, gather at the Governor's every Saturday to end the tyranny. 10 a.m. every Saturday at the Governor Gates. And the world's longest brunch will be held at the Government House Drive at the Governor's House, the Forest of the Fallen, on Sunday the 23rd of March. The setup is from 10 a.m. And join the Justice of the People in Melbourne every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. for a remembrance at the Shrine of Remembrance, lest we forget. In Canberra, every day for over 1,000 days, the freedom fighters have been protesting at the Governor-General's. To join in, meet at the National Rock Garden at 10 a.m. to expose the 28, or tune in on YouTube at hashtag Expose the 28. Dan Tilda's Designs has a special of $10 each for his t-shirts. Postage is 2 for $15 and 3 for $18. On the 22nd of March at 10 a.m, Join the Alliance are hosting a Put the Greens Last rally. It will be at Anzac Park in Toowong, Queensland. And there will be a free screening of Witness Statement on the 20th of March 2025 at Emerge Church, 1 Kopararu Road, Warner, Queensland. Arrive at 5:30 for a 6 p.m. film start, 7:30 p.m. interval, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. second half. Refreshments are available. There will be cash donations accepted at the door and it's free to book tickets. A daily prayer space is held on X at 3 p.m. So whatever you're facing, come along and we can lift you up in prayer. Every day, 3 p.m. on X. Melissa 146233923.
Thank you for being part of it, guys. Thank you for all the people that are watching and exposing this criminality. And but also, thank you to the people that are out there doing the stuff and putting events on, guys. I'll rephrase that. You are making a difference. All right. As I said, Caz and I can put on a show every night, but if you people don't watch, don't get involved with what we're doing, like Belinda and Steve have up there, and all right, nothing happens, guys. You are the nucleus. It's not me and Caz. All right. If you think me and Caz are the guts of this show, you're kidding yourself. All right. I get a talent with my mouth, okay? It's pretty easy to get on here and talk. Kaz has got a talent in research and remembering stuff, and doing what she does. This is quite simple for us, guys. All right, but I tell you what, without good people like Steve and Belinda, taking the inspiration from what me and Kaz are asking us to do, we don't go anywhere. So, well done once again, guys. It's a brilliant effort to get on the radio, hold your composure. I've been on there a few times, as you know. I was getting bashed around the ring. It was a totally different interview. But, I just think you guys done so well to just hold yourself, answer diligently, answer professionally, answer with no emotion. It was very, very good, very, very good. So I'm impressed.
You know, the interesting thing about it is if we just, with our numbers, I can't say on here what our numbers are, but with our numbers, if we just work on getting one person a week, we'd have this country in no time. And it's simple things like what Rocco's done. Look at this.
Rocco Vardy reporting from a job site. Everyone knows that I'm a smash repairer, a mobile smash repairer. I've just done some rust work on this beautiful Ford Dude here. And what I've been doing, gang, lately is with my customers, I've been leaving a corruption whistleblower for my customers to read it, giving them as a present, and I'm sure they're gonna want me back again to do this guy's a regular customer of mine. Rocco Vardy sending tremendous love. Ciao.
Well done, Rocco. Craig Vine's another one, guys, in his Uber car. I don't know if you can hear me at the moment. It might be stuck in there. But yeah, Craig is another one. You know, people that are being active in their arena, guys. And this is what it's about, using your arena to be active, all right? You know your arena. You know the place that you work, you live, you know? And this is how we do it. But I tell you what, a lot of people are waking up, guys. A lot of people.
Yeah,
okay?
because well, it's largely due to the homelessness. People are just appalled by the homelessness, you know, and it's actually starting to come out in mainstream media. Now, the other thing that the ABC reported on as well is the childcare sex scandal. I was gobsmacked. Here's a short clip of it, but guys, go and see it. It's on YouTube.
His name is Ali. And what did you say he was doing? You can tell me. He pinched me in the do. That's what I told him. When you were doing a wee? No. When I stayed close to him, he pinched my do. And he was doing that to some of the other boys, and he was being mean to all of us. And he also makes some of us cry. He makes me cry. Have you got your pants on or off? Is it normal? On? I think on. It just makes me feel sad. Makes you feel sad? Yeah, it makes me not have a good day.
It's horrendous, but they actually showed it. Like the Channel 7, I think, is carrying the JFK Asia connection.
Carrying the JFK, yeah.
ABC is actually, I think it was ABC. We've got the CFMEU coming, information on the CFMEU coming out. We've got the, they're actually showing it on TV, and that's what amazes me at the moment.
Well, they should, but there's no amnesty for them. You know, too late to be turning around now, mate. We're taking their job. They're out the door as soon as they do what they've got to do. They're getting the flick and we're in, mate, because they've been fucking this country over for 4 or 5 years now. And now they want to do a little flip around and play the part and be all cool and kosher. No. Don't work that way. Not in my fucking schoolyard.
Oh, it was on a current affair, was it, last night? Thank you, Barbara. I wasn't sure. It just came across my thing and I wasn't sure where it came from, but thank you. Now, Lady Liberty in Western Australia, they're now actually going to come and seize people's guns. Like, listen to this.
My lawyers are definitely looking at the fact that the state is saying they want you to surrender your private property of which you've paid X amount for, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, and they are saying it is worth zero. We've closed the buyback. Your only option is to go to the market, which is now tanked, or dispose of it and get $0 for it. This is a situation the state government of Western Australia has put the people in. And when you think about the ramifications of that, if they can get away with it, which is why it's so important we're doing this legal action challenge to get a judge to say if this is the law of the land now, the state can confiscate private property and not compensate you. I'm doing a mark now. He stuffed up that word too. Is this really the country we want to be living in? And just think, I know I said that before, but this could easily transfer to cars. They don't like people having V8s. You're limited on that. Or
That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they've gone after the guns, because they've managed to brainwash Australians that guns are bad. So we need to go back.
Yeah, go on. No, you're right. Go, Caz.
No, we've got this lag thing happening. No, we need to go back to Port Arthur. Let's revisit Port Arthur, shall we? We need
anyone that's got a nice old car, mine's about to get redone, guys. That loud V8, the SS I've got, you know, it's in the panel shop. It's going to get done up, and it's going to need a louder exhaust and a bigger camshaft and a few other things. And you know, let's do what we want to do. All right, don't worry about these Muppets, guys. All right, get your projects going, get your old cars out, get them back on the road. You know, get the rotaries going. Yeah, you know, a couple of Bridgeports running up and down the streets. That's what we want to hear.
RX3, baby.
Hey.
That's it. Look, Dale Holmes, I just want to do this one quickly because Dale Holmes has done has noticed the notices, the death notices, and it's horrendous.
Yeah.
In Australia, they've been murdering us for fucking years now. What used to be a little blurb in the corner of the classifieds, death notices, just for those that don't like looking at that stuff, check this shit out. This is 3 years it's been like this. Little column in the bottom of the paper to this. This is 22nd of February 2025. So there's one bit. Then we go to this page. This is South Australia.
Wow.
Then we go over to this page. South Australia. Then we go over to this page. South Australia. Death notices. Let me go over to this page. Then we go over to this page.
Wow.
All death notices. Let me go over to this page.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was a bad batch number.
You think
down
that's
there,
normal
folks?
for a little state like South Australia? Weekly?
Weekly. Oh.
Weekly. Guys, I fucking blew out when I come across that. I went, you are kidding. I watched it twice and I'm just going, far out, man. And you think we don't have a problem? You think the government's not complicit? Yeah, go, Stevie.
I just saying democide. Murder by government.
And here we have the police. Here we have the police saying, go to the health department.
Health department. Yeah, it's your job, coppers, all right? We're going to be knocking on your door.
Well, I think we need to flood the police stations
So do I.
with people that have been injured and died and put it on them to get their own event numbers.
Yeah.
That's it.
And don't forget, guys, they got those little like pamphlet things. If you fold one of our flyers in half or a few of them, and when you go in the cop shop, just sneakily just drop them in and leave a bundle of them there. We had my election cards up the cop shop for 6 weeks before they found out they were in there. So yeah, utilise what they got. It's a public arena.
Exactly.
Just finally, we want to no lib labs, no teals, and no greens, and people have been getting
No
their
Labor,
meat together.
no Lib, no Teal, no Greens.
Yeah, no lib labs.
Yeah.
No lib labs, no teals, no greens. Anyway, Dan Tilders has hit the floor running, and here's his little contribution.
Luca. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno. Piñu. Bueno. Piñu.
Great work. It's the fun stuff, isn't it? Okay, well, tonight we're going to be taken out by the Rocking Housewife, Screaming in Silence, and it's about the vaccines, and it's a really tremendously good song. So, Franco, final words, and then Steve and Belinda and Dave, if you'd like to close the show, I will hit play.
Yeah, people ask me why we do Mondays at Maggie's. We've been doing it for 37 weeks and going on to 38 now. Everything that this showed tonight, if people think we're living in normality right now, think again. And it's about time everyone, like I'm just going to call it, everyone starts getting off their asses and make some sort of contribution to bring it down. And we can all do this. You know, it doesn't have to be major or large or whatever. Small contributions go a long way. Go to your cop shop, get the witness statement out there. Come and join me at the gate. I can tell you now, she's feeling the heat. But I'll tell you, if we get thousands up there, I'll tell you, she'll crumble. She'll crumble and every state will follow. So, mate, what can we say? It's time. It's time. Right now. Today. That's it for me.
Thanks, Frank.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to say, it's virtually for me. It's like getting the local people, obviously the local stadiums, the local parks. I mean, the police obviously that they do their job during the week, and at some point, like they mingle with society at some point. So it's a matter of trying to, they obviously all go home to a home address. So drop all these notifications, the witness statement, drop them at their letterbox and talk with them. I mean, people know people. There's military people that within family, friends, and everything. So reach out and just bring it all together. So, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Belinda?
Yeah, pretty much what Frank and Steve said. Just get off your ass. Do something. There's not enough of us.
Said.
We have got so many people out there that are playing the long, safe game. You're not going to be long and safe much longer. We're getting very close to absolute shitfill very quickly. So unless you want to stand up for your kids, unless you want to stand up for your country, these people are going to steamroll us. We need to get off our asses. We need to be everywhere we can possibly be. Write a press release to your local paper. Go and see your local paper if you can find the address, which we struggled with. But get out there, write press releases, make phone calls, go into the police, do anything you can. Talk to your neighbours, drop flyers off, print your own flyers. Do anything you can. Put up a sign in your front yard. Anything you can to raise awareness. Because unless we do, there's people panicking out there now. Unless we help these people, they're all sick. They're really unwell. We've got to get out there and get proactive. And we've got to come from that. We don't think you're stupid. You were forced to do it. You didn't have informed consent. We want to help you. That's where we need to come from.
Thanks, Belinda. Yeah, no, your opinions are very well taken here, mate. And again, your opinion that the people would have heard out of you on the radio was top shelf, you and Steve. Excellent, mate. But guys, country radio, get onto them. Get the emails going. Get the phone numbers going. Let's flood the community radios with our message. That's a great idea. And they've done brilliant. Yeah, community radio does have a few people listening, guys. All right. And actually, the influential people of your communities, or so-called influential people of your communities, actually listen to your community radio, and especially your talkback programs, because it just gives them a feedback on the ground. Okay, so, yeah, believe me, they are listening to the community radio. I know a lady who runs one, and I'm going to have to get onto her and see what I can do about getting on it. So, look, Karen Brewer's right. Am I an advocate of Karen Brewer? No. Me and Karen Brewer had a few issues. Yeah, guys, of course we have. She's put me on a grand jury. Well, I don't care. Okay, but the point of the exercise is here, all right? And once again, me and Brewer don't have to get on, all right? But me and Brewer can combine our people, and she is correct. The gunner is the person who holds the control. So I urge you people to get to your gunners on whatever days that you're being asked to get there, all right? We have it. We've started it. Look, guys, we've been floating down this river without control for a long, long time, bashing into the banks, going down the rapids, not knowing what's around the corner. Well, I think we've come to a place where we can actually just hit a bit of calm water, and we can see up the road, and we can gather our thoughts. We can have a bit of a feed. We can recoup. All right. And whilst we're doing that, we can make some difference. Okay. So I think that's the time we're at. So at the moment in the state of origin stakes, New South Wales leads. Okay. All right. We got it. We got the first event number. South Australia, was it? South Australia's come in second. Okay. Well, competition's still on, guys. Event numbers. And now we've stepped into the next league. Who's going to be the first person to get 1,000 people at their governors? Let's go. The competition's on, guys. Let's make it exciting. Yeah. New South Wales is going to flog you. All right, that's what's going to happen, because I'm a New South Welshman, and I think Frank's captaining the side. But I tell you what, mate, I'm playing halfback, and he ain't telling me how to play. Okay, all right, he can run the side. We can run the side, that's cool. But we're all individuals, guys, is what I'm saying. We all play it our way. And if we all play it our way, the way that God wants you to play it, guess what? We're an unbeatable team. So let's go out there and get them, guys. All right? Let's get a crowd of people. We want 1,000 people. First one, please don't be Western Australia or Northern Territory or Tasmania, but the first one to have 1,000 people at their governors. I'm coming. I'm bringing all my microphones and everything, and I'm live streaming, guys. So, yeah, please, New South Wales win. Okay. All right. I'll put it out there. Let's go. Another great week, guys. Thank you very much. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
In the city streets, the sirens wail. With a heavy heart, we're slipping off the trail. No homes being built, just a vacant land. We're drowning in the struggle, can't you understand? Where is your guilt? Where is your heart? We're screaming in the silence, tearing us apart. Underneath the weight of a closing fist, can't you see the truth? Are you still in the mist? Injecting us with poisons, they're playing their game. While the cost of living rises, they just shift the blame. We tried to raise our voices, but they silenced our cries. In a world of dominance, thriving on our lies. Where is your guilt? Where is your heart? We're screaming in the silence, tearing us apart. Underneath the weight of a closing fist, can't you see the truth? Are you still in the mist? Big banks are the puppet masters, pulling all the strings. They want us divided, a world without wings, with smaller crowds and more division. They're working us to ground, buried in their vision. But we're rising up from ashes, we'll break these chains. Once the truth is revealed, they won't hide from the flames. We'll gather in the shadows, unite our fight. Together we'll shine through the darkest nights. Where is your guilt? Where is your heart? We're screaming in the silence, tearing us apart. Where is your guilt? Where is your heart? We're screaming in the silence, tearing us apart. Underneath the weight of a closing fist, can't you see the truth? Are you still in the mist? Where is your guilt? Where is your heart? Together we will rise, we will play our part, with voices loud and strong.